there's a concept that I've been kind of pondering on lately, and as counterintuitive as it sounds, uh, I've probably been pondering on it since my daughter was born. And it's this concept of seeking balance, the narrative that we need to seek balance in our life. And whether we seek balance in different areas of our life. For example, a pretty common one is seeking a balance in your work and life. Another one can be in health, uh, in different areas, right? Like having a balanced diet, balanced meal, whatever it may be. And I've been kind of thinking about this, excuse me, for a while now because I don't believe in this concept, and I don't think it serves me. It doesn't serve me and my current judgment, especially for what I am trying to achieve, right? And that's not to say that this is the only way to achieve where I want to go in my life. And I am not naive enough to say that this is a one size fits all. Rather, I'm sharing insight. And that's another thing I want to point out. This is not advice. I don't give advice. I share insight on the observations I do from an external point on myself. That being said, I'll dive in more into the concept of why I don't believe in balance or seeking balance. Rather, I believe in optimization. And I'm going to give you an example of what that means in my life. As mentioned, I started thinking about this after Avi was born. And to give you the example is, let's suppose Avi's coming over, right? It's my day, it's daddy day. And let's suppose I have 8 hours. I'll give you guys an even number that we could split down the middle. I have 8 hours with Avi, right? And I'm Luis, who believes in seeking balance. That means that when Avi comes, I will be spending 4 hours with her, giving her my attention, my time, my focus for 4 hours. And that means once that's done, I go focus on the other 4 hours, which is work. And if you don't know, I'm one of the co-founders of Learn, so it does take a lot of time designing and building with the team. So 4 hours with Avi and 4 hours of work, no matter what, right? This is balanced. This is cut right down the middle equally. To me, that isn't fair for a few reasons. Mostly because it's not fair to her. And what I mean by that, is imagine that I'm spending time with Avi for 4 hours, right? And I have to cut those 4 hours right at the end. It's hit the 4th hour, and now I have to tell her to understand that I need to go do 4 hours of deep work. And she's still around here. She's coming in and out. Dad. She wants to play, whatever it may be, right? But how dare me make her understand that I need to do 4 hours of work right now, even though you're here? That's one thing that's unfair to her. And I just think that it'd be a form of neglection because my balance narrative has driven me to make sure that I focus those 4 hours because I deserve it, because I already gave her 4 hours. To me, that seems a little bit unfair in the way that I look at balance or seeking balance, right? Now, on the contrary, what I believe in is optimization of focus. That's a key word because I'm not optimizing my time, and I'm not optimizing my energy. It's rather my focus. So using the same example, and this is what I currently do, is having those same 8 hours, right? It's Avi's coming over, 8 hours. Instead of focusing on splitting it down the middle and being balanced and having 4 and 4, I know that Avi probably averages a 2-hour nap, give or take. Sometimes she might nap for an hour for some reason, and sometimes she might nap for 2.5 hours for another reason. Maybe she's more tired that day. But I take that into consideration. So, okay, 2 hours of nap time, right? So this is the only time I assess the time. I take those 2 hours away from this 8 hours, so that's 6 hours, right? Those 6 hours have now uh, become full attention on fatherhood, which allows me to give Abby 100% of my time and attention, whether it's going to the park, feeding her, playing with her here at the house, whatever it may be. But she has 6 hours of 100% daddy focus, high focus. In those 2 hours that she's napping is when I flick a switch and go into work mode. And I have 2 hours. I'm not worried about the 2 hours. Rather, I'm making sure in those 2 hours I'm giving 100% of myself to work, because I know my daughter's sleeping. She's fine. Now I could go give 2 hours of 100% me to work, whether it's meetings, whether I need to design something, whether the team is expecting something from me in order to move on, whatever it may be. Now, that's kind of what I'm believing in against the narrative of seeking balance, because I'm not focused on the time. I'm rather focused on the focus that I'm giving in each circumstance. And the reason I believe this is because I think it allows me to be a better person in each circumstance. I've cut out a lot of fat in my life that allows me to actually retain more focus and disperse it in places that matter. For example, fatherhood and work. And, this is what my current judgment has led me to believe, right? This is subject to change, but I've definitely seen positive side effects from it. And also, I've seen myself develop into a better person, a better father, actually, too. And has allowed me to kind of experiment with this concept, right? Because it's a concept that I used to believe in a lot in seeking balance. So, again, I don't give advice. I share insight from an objective viewpoint on myself. I look at myself from a bird's eye view. Now, if this does impact someone, it's like a book. I become a sentence or a paragraph into someone else's book, but I'm just sharing parts of my book, right? So, if you find this useful, if you find this or you find yourself disagreeing with this because of my current viewpoint on balance, I would love and I invite you to share your depiction of balance to me. I may be looking at it the wrong way, and I'm all for an open discussion, a discourse to better season our judgments together. And if this has altered your perspective in some way, I'm not here to change your perspective. If you believe in balance and you need to believe in optimization because it's going to make your life better, that's not what I'm here to do. Rather, I'm just sharing another piece of information that you could take and build your judgment on. But thank you for watching this far, if you have watched this far. And that being said, guys, let's just keep working on it. Let's go.